Hey, welcome to the channel. It's Sunday and it's probably about 12 o'clock, and we're up here on the west side of the moat, not far from Wa Prasad, and we're going to walk around here a little bit and look around. There's a restaurant down here on the left that I'm going to show you that Lek and I ate at. It was, you know, the food was really good, and I'm going to tell you a little story about a couple that we knew. We met when we first came here, and talk a little bit about that and some of the things that you know, the last couple of videos that we've done about, you know, relationships and stuff, and this is going to talk about, you know, when you marry somebody younger than you, you know, the situations that you can run into. Is it a good idea? Is it a bad idea? The things that you need to think about, and that's kind of what I'm going to talk about. And I'm going to use this story as an example to let you know what's going on. But anyway, I appreciate everybody that came into the live stream last night. We had quite a few, and we've got a lot coming in even after it was published, which is good. And I appreciate everybody that's left super thanks and you know, left comments or bought coffee or anything like that. I really appreciate that. And I'm feeling good. I want to get out and walk around a little bit. I want to get my exercise in and feel good and just keep on going. But anyway, I'm going to turn the camera around and I'll start telling you the story. We're right out in front of the penthouse, which is daily, weekly, monthly rental. And then right next door, we've got the Cafe de Hong. Now, I've never ate there. Maybe something that I want to check out. The place that Lek and I ate at, I believe, is down here on the left, and it was a place called Capers, and the food was really good. I think I'm on the right street. Heck, I don't know. Now this place over here, I don't know what that is. Professional, huh? And then we've got a temple in here. We'll walk in here a little bit and I'll show you this. But back when, you know, guys message me a lot, and they all talk about, you know, they want to find a young bride, or they want to find, you know, a young wife. Now, you know, I don't fault them, but I think a lot of times they don't think about the repercussions or the things that you need to think about when you're going into a situation like that. And you know, you need to think about, number one, how young is too young. You know, to me, I think if there's a 30 or 40 year age difference, you know, that's too much. And a lot of it depends on the person too. You know, I mean, let's face it. Oh, that's kind of neat. You know, people are different, but you know, the thing that I want to stress when talking about this is that, well, let's walk down this way and around the back. I've never been through here, I don't believe. But you as a person, you know, if you're 65, you know, 60, 65 years old, and your wife is 25 or 30, you know, I mean, unless you're just some kind of super He-Man, it's obvious you're going to die before she does. And in most cases, they are relying on you for financial support. I mean, let's face it, that's just the way it is. And you know, the thing about it is, if you marry somebody that's, you know, 20, 25, 30 years old, and you know, most of the time they'll quit their job and, you know, come live with you or whatever, go travel with you or whatever, give up, you know, whatever their life is, and, you know, spend with you. You know, say you live 20 years, so that puts them in around the 40-year mark. Well, if you die and they're 40 years old, they're going to have a hard time supporting themselves, because unlike the USA or, you know, some of the other countries, it's not hard to get a job at, you know, 40, 45, 50 years old. Here in Thailand, forget it. When you reach about 35, you're pretty much out of the workforce. I mean, you know, you look at, there are no laws here as far as age discrimination. And there is a lot of age discrimination here, and it's really pitiful. You know, what the job market is here for somebody that's got a little bit of age on them. It's pitiful. So, you know, that's something you need to think about. You know, how, after you're gone, how's she, unless you have a ton of money, how's she going to support herself? She's not going to collect your Social Security. You know, if you're a vet and you're getting veterans benefits and you're married, you know, I believe she can get some of your benefits. I'm not sure. Spencer could probably say better than I could, but I believe if you're getting VA benefits, living in a foreign country and you're married to a foreign wife and she's taking care of you and you die, she can get part of your benefits. But as far as your Social Security, unless she has lived in the United States for 5 years as your wife, she can't get anything. And she can't get anything until she turns 60 years old, provided that she doesn't remarry. So, you know, you're marrying this girl that's, you know, 25, 30 years old, and taking her out of the workforce. So, you know, say something happens to you, what's she gonna do? You know, how's she gonna live? You know, that's some of the things that you have to think about. And then you have to think about too, with the age difference, the thought process. I mean, and I've heard this from other people that, you know, they have a younger wife, but they can't communicate. They're not on the same level. And it makes the relationship difficult. But, and I'm going to tell you, I'll get to the story now and quit rambling. But when we first got here, we met this couple, and really nice lady and a decent guy. He was in real bad health. I mean, he'd already was missing a leg and diabetic and drank a lot and just really didn't take care of himself. Well, he had come over here, and when he retired, and I mean, this is what he told me. Sunflower smoothies and coffee. Looks like a popular place. But these, you know, I wasn't here then. Leck and I didn't know him then, but I'm going by what he told me. He told me he came over here and was on vacation, and he had a taxi driver that was, you know, kind of running him around. And the taxi driver asked him if he wanted to, you know, to meet a woman. Sure, you know, he said, sure, yeah, he did. So apparently he knew this lady, and he introduced them to him. And there was, you know, there's about a 30-year age difference between the two of them. And he introduced them, and sure enough, they hit it off, and they got married. And she was working in a restaurant. Naturally, she quit her job, and you know, they were living together. So he decides that, or they both decide that they're going to buy a house. So they they buy a house and they finance it. Oh, here's another place. It's like wraps and pizza. They're closed. Hello there, you can see me in the picture there. But anyway, they financed the house. It's the same thing Leck and I did. I mean, I was able to finance our first house too. And but he, you know, he's the breadwinner. And they go out and buy a car, and buy a brand new car and finance it as well. Well, you know, everything's fine. He gets a hefty Social Security income, and they can live off of that. They can live comfortably on it. Both of them can live comfortably on it. He can pay the bills, which he does, and he saves a little bit of money, not much, but a little bit. But about 2 years after we got here, he progressively got worse, health-wise, and it got to the point where he was sleeping in the house, in the living room, in a hospital bed, in pretty bad shape. So about, this went on for about 6 months, and it got to the point where, she was taking real good care of him, but he got to the point where it was more than he could handle, or she could handle. So she was able to get somebody to come in and kind of take care of him during the day, and so she could have some kind of life at all. But anyway, he ends up dying, and no money in the bank. He had made no provisions for her after he died, and which was really sad. I mean, here she's got a house that she's got to pay for, car she's got to pay for, plus some of his medical bills that got racked up that she also had to pay for, and she's got no income, none. And she comes to me, and I told her, she goes, what can I do as far as to get anything out of his Social Security? Well, she had never lived in the United States with him, so that was out of the question. And basically, she was, in a bad way. Hello. What is this? Pie Bakery, huh? A lot of people in there eating. And with no money, she's gonna lose her house. She's gonna lose the car. And I didn't have any answers for her. I really felt bad. But this was something that he never thought about. He never considered what was going to happen when he's gone. Hey, little buddy. Hey. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to tell her. I figured for sure she was destined to fail, and I could not even get in the United States, if you die, Social Security will pay you $250, and I couldn't even get that because she had drawn his last Social Security check out of the bank, and then he died, and they tried to pull it back, and it was gone, so they wouldn't give her any more money. But it was just a sad situation, and I told Leck, I said, I have no clue how she's going to survive. And I figured she'd probably just abandon the house and leave the car parked in the driveway and take off, and just let them repossess it. But about a month or two later, we didn't hear anything from her. After Social Security told me they wouldn't give her any money. I told her that, and I explained the reasons to her. We didn't hear anything from her for a long time, and we didn't see her. And like I said, I figured she was long gone. And one day Leck and I are riding the motorbike down the street, and we run into her, and she's got this guy on the back of the motorcycle. And psychiatric clinic. Huh. Maybe I need to go in here. Huh. Never knew this was even back there. I've not walked around here, I don't believe. But apparently she had known this guy for for quite some time, and maybe even had a relationship with him before she hooked up with the guy that she was living with, or that she married. But wow, this is a pretty neat place. Old Mercedes. Huh. But anyway, apparently she called him, and he had a lot of money. He came over here and he bailed her out. He paid off the house, paid off her car, and didn't want to live in the house with her that her and her deceased husband lived in. So he bought another house, not far from that one. Right now they rent out the other house, and living happily ever after. And she's able to travel and stuff, and doing well. But the chances of her that happening are so slim. I mean, she is probably one of the luckiest people that I know. And it's just that's not common. That's not a thing that normally happens. And that's that's the thing that you've got to think about when you marry somebody that's a lot younger than you are. What's going to happen when I die? And I have really begun to, since I came down with cancer, I really started thinking about that. And I had thought about it beforehand, and fortunately for me, or for Lek, she lived in the United States for 6 years before we moved here. So when I die, she'll be able to collect my death benefits on my Social Security, and she's got to be 60, which is she got 12 years to wait. So I've got to live another 12 years, which I don't think is going to be a problem. But she's got a house that's paid for, car that's paid for. We don't have any outstanding debts at all. I think I'm going to walk left here into this temple. That is a neat place right there. I've shown it on other videos, and the other side is done about the same way. I think we'll walk through here. But so plus we've tried to make arrangements for that, and I thought about it. I thought about it long before I got sick. So hopefully it won't be an issue if something bad does happen, which I hope doesn't. But you never know. I mean, if this doesn't get me, I could walk out in front of a car and get run over, or drop dead from a heart attack or whatever. But those are the things that you need to think about. If you, and the thing about it is, if you really, really care about the person, that is going to weigh on your head, on your mind pretty heavily. It does with me. I mean, it's something that I think about a lot, and I concern myself with, what happens when I'm gone. It's really beautiful back here, nice and peaceful too. I will walk through here a little bit. Wow, it's really pretty. But that's my feelings, and these guys that say, "Oh, I want to marry a young girl," and they don't think about the repercussions. They don't think about the here and after. They're just thinking about the moment, and it's just not a good idea. I mean, unless you've got a ton of money. Then you can you can do whatever you want. Wow, there's a lot of people here today. I think we'll walk around and walk out the front and then go around to the car, because I'm not that far from the car. This is really beautiful. I've walked through here several times, and I think there's a little monk here that I have in one of the videos that I met up at Taipei Gate one time. He's got a TikTok channel. I haven't seen him in a long time. But that's kind of my 2 cents on marrying a younger woman. You know, think with your head, because not everything is the way it's supposed to be. A lot of people here for a Sunday. You know, like I said, you know, think about what happens if I get run over by a car, or what happens if I die tomorrow. And I'll tell you another story too while we're walking here and looking around. There was a guy that I really didn't know him. I met him through his business. He had come here and he married a girl that was probably, I'd say she's probably 25, 30 years younger than he was. Had a kid, and he's in his early to mid 70s, and they had a child together, and he started a hamburger business here in Chiang Mai, and it was really good. It had great hamburgers, and he'd pretty much given the business to her. And it was making some money, and he had bought some land and stuff for her, and he passed away. But he had made provisions for her, and he had made provisions for his kid. So it worked out pretty well for him, for her anyway. And it wasn't, you know, the horror story that it could have been. Everybody enjoying the day. Lots of people here. Yeah, we are at Wat Pra Sing. We just walked through, and we'll walk down here to the left, and the car won't be far away. Now tonight the night market will be open, and they'll have stalls all the way down, probably right to this intersection. I have not been to the Sunday night walking street in a long time. Everybody's out having a good time, that's for sure. There we go. I don't know what that guy's doing. Looks like he's emptying his water tank. But we'll go down here to the left, and the car will be down on the right-hand side, I believe, if I did this right. Wow, look at that old car. We got to go look at this. That is super cool. Sure I'm getting run over. I don't know what this is. Huh. Landon Homes. That is super neat. See if it's got any kind of name on it, what it is. If anybody knows what kind of car this is, put it in the comments, please, because I don't know. And it doesn't have any insignias on it. It's got suicide doors. Let's see what it has here. Yoxamai Motors. Huh, let me see if I can get real close to that. That's interesting. Huh. It's metal, so it's not a replica car. But look at that, those are little stops for the windows when the windows come down. Pretty cool. Huh. Well, listen, it does not say what kind of car it is. Interesting. We're in front of 99 Heritage Hotel. Huh. Little laundromat here. We will cross the street here. And then go down this way. Looks like it's safe. This guy didn't run me over. Well, that's just my 2 cents on marrying a young bride. You know, the things that you can run into, the problems that you can run into, you know, and things that you need to think about if that's what you want to do. I mean, you know, love has no boundaries. You know, I'm not saying that somebody 30 years younger than you can't love you. I'm not going to say that. You know, that's something that you've got to make your own mind up about. But, you know, you need to think about that person's future beyond your life, if that's the case, you know, and it's just something that you need to do. But anyway, I'm gonna head back to the car. I appreciate everybody coming in and watching these videos and leaving comments and, like I said, buying super thanks and coffee and stuff like that. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.